how to use TikTok to find proven products. Most of you probably don't know that the same app you're constantly scrolling on, you can use it to find a product that you can build a successful brand around. And this is something that I shared with members of Ecom Accelerator. There are several methods that I share with them. I've shared with them how to find products on Amazon. I've shared with them how to find products using Google Trends. I've shared with them several other strategies, but this one right here was very, very in-depth and you probably never even knew about it. So right now, let's go straight into the video. Hope you find value in this. All right, so today I'll be showing you how you can use TikTok to find what is already working and how to use this to discover creatives that you can use, especially when it comes to the brand that you're building. You can actually use this too to find TikTok videos, hashtags, top songs, creators, top creators on TikTok, and this will allow you to know what exactly to model after, and you can always take inspiration from here, right? So for instance, let's go to top ad spotlight. You can easily find ads that one have a lot of views, a lot of engagement, as you will see, very high CTR, and obviously the person who's running this ad, for instance, they have a high budget, and you can always see analysis of why these ads are working, and you can easily model after it. That's if you're running an ad for your brand. Obviously, I've already told you how you can build the brand, but now we're going to the next phase, which is how you can market what exactly you decide that you're going to sell. All right. So as you will see here, these are ads that are currently running that are similarly the biggest performing ads on the dashboard. So this, for instance, is an ad for a bed, I guess. We'll see the analysis. Okay, so this is in the furniture industry. They have the brand name and the caption for it. So this has three objectives: product sales, conversion, and video views, right? And as you will see, it has 86K likes, 648 comments, 3K shares, and it has a high budget, but it's doing well because it has 23% CTR, which is huge. And when you look at the chat for the brand, you will see that it has really, really high CTR. So they are telling you that this has 57%, it belongs to the top 57% of the industry average, which means this ad is working, right? So the main reason I decided I was going to show you this is because you get to understand what exactly is working in each industry, so you can easily just search for what is working, and that's where we found this. Now, this is the TikTok Business Center. This is exactly where you come if you were to run ads for TikTok. Now, obviously, I'm not running any ads right now, so I'm not going to be demonstrating this. I would have loved Michael to come on and share with us, but he has a busy schedule at the moment. This is a demonstration ad that's showing the transformation, and obviously skincare. This is always going to be something that makes money. Being in the skincare niche, I mean, it's always in demand. There's always people that have issues. I have hyperpigmentation on my face. I used to have a lot of acne, and I spent thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on trying to get that. So anything in the insecurity space, anything that targets people's insecurities will always, always, always make money. And I've already talked about that before when I talked about like the product breakdown and how you can build a brand around something, right? And in this instance, this is a product that is focused heavily on redness, right? Obviously, this person is Caucasian, so their focus is to show a product that can solve a pain point that the audience that they have has. And this video is very, very short and straight to the point. So anyone who decides to watch the ad already knows what they are looking for. So the main reason I'm showing you this is so you can understand what exactly is working. Now let's go look for the top products. And this is in United States. You can always search for other countries, but let's say the last 30 days. Casual dresses, you can easily use this to find ideas for a brand that you want to start. This is highly in demand right now. Popularity 7K, popularity change. This is the highest in demand. Costs, people are spend cost per acquisition $14.60. The main reason this is also very, very good is because you get to see on average how much brands in your space are spending to acquire customers. So cost per acquisition, that's CPA, how much they had to spend on average to acquire a sale, cost for the conversion rate, right? Is the no, CVR is conversion rate. So 7% of everybody who watches the ad ends up converting. Click through rate for the ads here is 1.5%. So this means this is something that's doing well. We can always check for more information about it. And videos that are doing well in this space, these are ads that are doing well in this space. These are also related hashtags. So by looking at what is working, it's very, very easy for you to model after what is working and create something similar. Now, the next thing here is in the beauty and personal care, makeup, and perfume niche. This is how much brands spend on average $22.60 to acquire customers, 6% conversion rate, and view rate, likes, shares. This is exactly what is currently working in the last 30 days, especially in the USA. Let's say you were launching a brand right now, you can easily find ads that are currently working and just model after it, right? But because you have access to this information, it gives you an average of how much you should expect to spend per advertisement, right? Hey, so if you're enjoying this breakdown right now, this is what I share with members of my community Ecom Accelerator. I do breakdowns every Sunday with them, how I'm growing my watch brand Phoenix Watches to the $100 million mark after exiting two companies for $128 million. And I share with them experts who are also dominating their fields, people who are building successful brands. So you get to understand what it takes to build a successful brand. I know this industry is filled with a lot of people who don't walk the talk, but you can definitely check out Phoenix Watches so you can see that this is factual. You're just a fly on the wall learning strategies to avoid the mistakes that other people make. So if this interests you, definitely check out the pinned comments. Now understand this is application only. I will only take 17% of those who apply. See you on the inside. Because most times people ask me, oh, what should be my budget? How much should I think about when it comes to the ads that I'm running? Here you have it. You can know, for instance, that on average, I should have so amount of money on hand if I was to invest into a marketing budget right now, let's say using TikTok. Now, get this, it's not every brand that will scale on TikTok. There are brands that will perform exceptionally if it was on Facebook versus TikTok. And then there are brands that will perform exceptionally if it was on YouTube versus TikTok. So you must understand where your audience lies and also understand how to get stuff before them. But this is literally like Facebook audience insights back in the days that allows you to understand what it is you can sell, what your ideal audience are buying, and how to get before them, right? And now this is the age range of people that are buying 18 to 24, 35 to 44, 25 to 34, and 55 plus. So the biggest chunk of people who are buying in this space right now are between age 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. So if I was to build a brand, I would solely focus on this large chunk of audience who are buying and what exactly they are buying. Now, this is also showing you affinity, that is, other things that are close to this niche that you can model after. And also, it is showing you related hashtags. So you can easily just go search for hashtags. Now, another thing that people are spending money on currently is makeup. Like this space I've always known is a multi-million dollar space. Okay, someone puts in a chat. Oh, okay. A multi-million dollar space will always be makeup and it will always be self-care products, right? And so let me go back to this. And as you can see, these are the ads that are working. So you can easily just look at it. So as you will see, these are transformational um, ads that are being run. And so you literally have no excuses when it comes to what do I use as a creative, because now you're looking at the top creatives that are performing and have millions behind them, right? In total, brands have spent $1 million within the last 30 days, and it cost them an average of $15.90 to get a sale and an average of 6.79% conversion rate, right? And the $1 million has been responsible for 166 million impressions. Average view rate is 13.41% for a 6 minute a 6 view rate. So with this in mind, you literally have access to the raw data that you can now use, especially when you're coming up with your ads. So if I know that on average 13.41% people will watch 6 seconds of my ad, what I'll do is I'll make sure that my ad is focused, especially if I'm in this space. I'll make sure that my ad is focused on no longer than 10 to 12 seconds, right? But I'm going to put in the required information to capture people's attention and also convert them into buyers or the end goal. Sometimes you're not driving ads simply because you want sales, which is cool. You might want sales, but you sometimes don't want sales. You want video views, which allows you to then retarget the people who have watched your past videos, right? So depending on your end goal, I'll still try my best to see if I can bring on someone who is an ad expert so they can give you a lot more insights that's detailed than what I'm talking about. But right now, I'm just trying to share with you the creatives that the brands who are existing in this space are spending money on, what it looks like, and how much it is costing them on average to get the views that they want, right? So now let's go check other top products that are being sold right now. So now we're seeing that okay, fine, there's menswear, underwears, hoodies, tops and jumpers. So if someone is deciding they want to get into the clothing business, this is an idea of ads that are currently working. So if you remember in our past videos where I talked about finding your key person of influence and using them to get before your ideal audience, this video is a perfect example because right now she's an influencer that a brand probably identified and discovered that this person has our ideal audience and we might as well use them to create a campaign and target the ideal audience that they've already gotten a concentration of, right? And as you can see, this space, the biggest purchasers are between age 18 to 34. So 18 to 24 and then 25 to 34. So like I said, TikTok seems to be having a high concentration of people within the age range of 18 to 34. Hey, so if you're enjoying this breakdown right now, this is what I share with members of my community Ecom Accelerator. I do breakdowns every Sunday with them, how I'm growing my watch brand Phoenix Watches to the $100 million mark after exiting 2 companies for $128 million. And I share with them experts who are also dominating their fields, people who are building successful brands. So you get to understand what it takes to build a successful brand. I know this industry is filled with a lot of people who don't walk the talk, but you can definitely check out Phoenix Watches so you can see that this is factual. You're just a fly on the wall learning strategies to avoid the mistakes that other people make. So if this interests you, definitely check out the pinned comments. Now understand this is application only. I will only take 17% of those who apply. See you on the inside. 34. Now, if you were to sell something for people who are 45 and above, I'd say compared to TikTok, Facebook will be the routes that you go when it comes to selling products like this, because then you can go on there, you find the people over there who are more older, and they are the ones who spend time on Facebook. And that's why I said it when we started this entire community, that you need to identify where your audience lies, identify and understand where they are actively spending their time, and also where they are going to be spending their money. So you don't take something that belongs to an audience that's on Facebook and then bring it to TikTok. It might work, but it won't work as much as if it was before the ideal people who are interested in buying it. And as you can see, this let's go to other products that are selling beauty and personal care, but in this instance, serums and essences. So I'm very sure that this has a lot more people that are older, but let's check. And you see 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 54, 18 to 24. And the main reason is doing skincare, as you can see, doing skincare on my father. They are mostly the ones that want tighter facial muscles. They are the ones that have wrinkles. They're the ones that have facial lines, and so most times they always are looking for something that can help them hide it. And also, women who are older tend to have shrinkage of their muscles, their facial muscles. So they tend to decide, you know what, I need something that can help me feel a lot more confident. So obviously, that's the audience that this will resonate with the most. And as you can see, they decided. I don't know if this is an actor. I don't know if it is a paid actor, that is someone they paid to act like they are using the product, or if it is actually someone who had the problem and bought the product by themselves. So let's watch the ad. You see, they said my friends at L'Oreal Paris. So apparently, this person is either an influencer that wants to demonstrate the use of the product, and so decided to use their father-in-law. Now let's watch. So you see, it's quick, straight to the point. It is attention grabbing because this man keeps acting like a dickhead. Obviously, it's probably scripted. I don't think anyone's father-in-law will act like this, but hey, I might be wrong. So let's see this again. So when it comes to this person, if you look at the two characters that are used, this person is older, so obviously they are going to appeal to the older generation. But this person has like glass skin, which I feel already appeals to someone who is looking to achieve the same thing, right? Someone who's looking to achieve that, someone who's trying to get clear glass skin, because she is an attractive person and she has what is the desired outcome that someone has. Obviously, that will cause someone to pay attention. And now she's demonstrating. So, like I said, these are just demonstration ads. Let's check this. So she is starting out with looking bare face, which is showing she has, skin pigmentation, rough skin. So let's see what. So she's showing it before and after. Anyways, That's it about this one. So let's see other products. So it seems like on TikTok, beauty and hair care, at least in the USA, it has a ton of demand. So women's wear, we've seen something like this before. So we might as well see if other things are showing. So hair care, yeah, like the beauty industry is huge. Now we're starting to see electronics, but let's see if we can. Menswear, we've seen this before. So yeah, fashion. Okay, I think this is the first time we're seeing something in fashion. The perfect chain doesn't exist. So in essence, the main reason I decided I wanted to show you this is so you can easily go look at what is working. Because see, trying to reinvent the wheel will just have you failing. But let's search for all regions. Searching for trying to reinvent the wheel will have you running your tires over and again because hey, so if you're enjoying this breakdown right now, this is what I share with members of my community Ecom Accelerator. I do breakdowns every Sunday with them, how I'm growing my watch brand Phoenix Watches to the $100 million mark after exiting two companies for $128 million. And I share with them experts who are also dominating their fields, people who are building successful brands. So you get to understand what it takes to build a successful brand. I know this industry is filled with a lot of people who don't walk the talk, but you can definitely check out Phoenix Watches so you can see that this is factual. You're just a fly on the wall learning strategies to avoid the mistakes that other people make. So if this interests you, definitely check out the pinned comments. Now understand this is application only. I will only take 17% of those who apply. See you on the inside. You're itching your brain to see what is working when you can easily just model after what is working. So you see shapewear. I saw the shapewear brand. There's always going to be people that want this. Yeah, people want rings and jewelries, but hey, I think this is pretty much self-explanatory at this point. We've looked at what are the top products. We've seen what are the top ads that ran for those products. So this is definitely an influencer. So this is definitely targeting those people who believe in manifestation, believe in, or if you rock a specific product, you get your ideal life. And you will see it's the same product that is being sold by this lady also. Now, like I said, if you're going to sell in an industry, you should look at what is already working and model after it, and also see how you can come up with a different angle. Obviously, the manifestation space is cult like. If anyone who has read the book The Secret by Rhoda Byrnes understands how much people lay emphasis on, oh, you can manifest your dream life, you can manifest your dream husband, and people go to extreme lengths because they believe in this, right? So there is already that market. Yours is to find how to fill the need for that market. And these people decided, you know what, I might as well sell bracelets. The crazy thing is, these bracelets go for less than what it is being sold for, but because it is tied now to a desired outcome, a need that people have, then it goes from being a regular commodity to something that people are interested in buying. And as you can see here, $12,000 has been spent in the last 30 days. That's a conversion rate of 8.3%, 1.5% click through rate, and has generated 29 million impressions. So, in essence, I think you already get the point now of what I'm talking about, and you can easily search for hashtags. Let's go for hashtags. You can search for hashtags for different industries and be able to model after it. So we'll just go to beauty and personal care, for instance, and then you can see the analytics, the creators that are dominating this space, Afro Weeks. Okay, so let's see the analytics for this for skincare. 241 million views. Damn! 325 billion views overall. Yeah, definitely this is a niche that I would go ahead and create a brand in and target based on what is working. So obviously the biggest consumers in this space are between age 18 to 24, 25 to 34. And these are the top regions where this is making waves, right? Oh shit. Oh, okay, we made a mistake. We chose Nigeria as the region when we could have chosen the United States as the region to find more insights. These people are doing bungee jumping. That was a mistake before. So we'll just go back to the hashtags. This is showing was trending in Nigeria, but let's find something in tech and electronics. And then you can easily just search for United States. So this really depends on what you're looking for, and you're able to find what is already working. Scripted drama, school education, Greece, Malaysia. And these are the biggest creators who have created stuff around this. So most times you can use this to just find inspiration, model after it, and you're good to go. So, yep, let's now talk. So, what do you guys think about this? Do you find this insightful, especially when it comes to generating ideas for your ads that you're going to run?
Yeah, can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I think I was just about to I was going to speak to that during the Q&A because I think there are a lot of ideas out there, and I think what comes at a bit of a challenge. I know the research phase is, I mean, the most tedious phase of like starting a brand, but I think there are a lot there can be a lot of mental stress or challenge that comes with it when you are trying to just find that brand. And I know one time you said that when you said it like there is no is it oversaturated brand, or there is no specific niche that anything can really sell as long as you have a unique story that you can attach to it. But I think with this one that you've shown now is just almost like you can just go on those platforms, use the filter tools, the hashtags to just find what is already working. Look at the numbers. I mean, I think the numbers are very, very important. Look at the numbers, then from there you can now say, okay, let me start with this and just fail forward. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, basically, when you go find data of what is already existing, it allows you to decide, okay, fine, I can model after this, but improve on it. Like I've said in previous calls, you find something that's working, see the gap that exists in the market. Hey, so if you're enjoying this breakdown right now, this is what I share with members of my community Ecom Accelerator. I do breakdowns every Sunday with them, how I'm growing my watch brand Phoenix Watches to the $100 million mark after exiting two companies for $128 million. And I share with them experts who are also dominating their fields, people who are building successful brands. So you get to understand what it takes to build a successful brand. I know this industry is filled with a lot of people who don't walk the talk, but you can definitely check out Phoenix Watches so you can see that this is factual. You're just a fly on the wall learning strategies to avoid the mistakes that other people make. So if this interests you, definitely check out the pinned comments. Now understand this is application only. I will only take 17% of those who apply. See you on the inside. And then decide, you know what, I'm going to attach a greater story to it, because trust me, if you don't have a great story that you attach to the brand, you're just going to be another flash in the pan, right? But because now you found out, okay, fine, brands are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on this, millions of dollars on this, you also know how much you are expected to spend to acquire a customer. For instance, if you creating a product in, let's say, the beauty space right now, maybe you're selling the beauty serum, and you know on average on TikTok, you have to spend at least $15.70 for you to acquire a customer. Now, if you, on the other hand, are able to acquire a customer for less than $15.70, you know you're doing something very, very good than what every other person on TikTok is doing on average, right? And that is an indicator to you that you've found something solid, right? But if on the other hand, the brands are spending $15.70 and you are spending $30, $40 to acquire a customer, you know definitely there's something you need to work on because this is working, right? This process works. That's why brands are spending millions on it. But you haven't figured it out because you're making mistakes. So you can now look at it. Is it your creatives? That is the ads. So you can also model after the ads that are currently working. Or you can look at is it your landing page? Because sometimes there are different moving parts when it comes to this entire process, right? The landing page experience, the user experience when they are trying to buy your product, or the post purchase experience that is, how are people feeling after they've bought? Are they experiencing buyer's remorse? All of these things are what you have to consider when you're starting out. Plus, by looking at all these numbers, it gives you insights on how much your budget should be when you're starting in a space. You know that, okay, fine. If you are aiming for making, let's say, $10,000 this month, and you know that on average you're going to spend $20 to $30 to acquire a customer, then you know how much you should budget, right? Like, okay, if I'm going to acquire a customer for $30, and I still need to have at least $50 to $70 as profit margins. That means all I need to get is 100 sales for me to acquire, to make $10,000 that month, right? So by having your numbers, by doing your research, like I say, research is 99% of this game. Knowing what is working, knowing how to improve on what is currently working, tying your own story to the brand, and knowing how to get it before your ideal audience and where exactly your ideal audience is at. Imagine you create your ads and you're targeting age 13 to 18 to 34, and your ideal audience is 34 to 54. Do you see how you could be making mistakes? But because you've done this research, you've done your findings to know people that are going to be interested in what you have to sell, it makes it a lot more easier for you to just go ahead and target the right audience. So does that make any sense? You're welcome. Anyone else has questions?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I really want.
Yeah, coach. Glad
How
you're
you
back.
doing? Yes, sir.
Thank you for. I mean, these teachings. I mean, they are exposing a lot of things. Like the last time I called, I had bought so many courses, and I've not been able to get this kind of in-depth insight into what it is. I just wish we can get this thing regularly because I'm really eager to set up, and I'm really fired up with what you're doing. So I can see that you can really go into this from the back end to know what to do instead of
Yeah.
try and error.
Mhm.
So I thank you for this course. I mean, it's great. Now my
Mhm.
question is, what about organic traffic? Is it possible to build an organic traffic? Because I've heard some coaches says you can build organic traffic because the cost of acquiring one client is huge. Spending close to 30 something dollars to acquire one person. Is it possible to build an organic traffic? And what is the procedure to do that at the long term? Then I also want to ask about platforms. What are the platforms that you use to to promote your product? And then getting these videos together. Are there people you can get together who are like that can do these videos for you? And because that I mean, getting the videos together is a challenge for me. I try to put people together to get a good video, and it's not working. So these are
All right.
some of the questions that I have.
Good questions. So to answer the first question, yes, you can use organic traffic to build your brand. And I think in one of the past calls that we had, I explained that you can find your key person of influence and you just pay them, and they make the videos because they already have your ideal audience, which we even saw uh, on TikTok right now, where someone was trying to use their father-in-law to demonstrate a product, right? But you can go on TikTok. Like TikTok, for me, I believe is like the cheapest and easiest way right now for you to get before your ideal audience. And all you have to do is find what is already working and then create consistent content around that same thing. Hey, so if you're enjoying this breakdown right now, this is what I share with members of my community Ecom Accelerator. I do breakdowns every Sunday with them, how I'm growing my watch brand Phoenix Watches to the $100 million mark after exiting two companies for $128 million. And I share with them experts who are also dominating their fields, people who are building successful brands. So you get to understand what it takes to build a successful brand. I know this industry is filled with a lot of people who don't walk the talk, but you can definitely check out Phoenix Watches so you can see that this is factual. You're just a fly on the wall learning strategies to avoid the mistakes that other people make. So if this interests you, definitely check out the pinned comments. Now understand this is application only, and we only take 17% of those who apply. See you on the inside. On TikTok, because TikTok is rewarding people for reach right now. Like uh the main reason I went to the ads manager or ad center and creative business center, so you can get inspiration. Even if you're going to create organic content but you don't know what exactly is working or what people are clicking on, you won't have an idea of what to create, right? But once you have already understood what is working, then you can model after it. And now, when it comes to organic content, the only difference between organic and ads is with organic content, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to make it work. That means you're going to be posting a lot more, probably like 3, 5 times daily. You're going to be posting videos and until one peaks. Now, the moment one peaks. The main reason I say you're going to be posting a lot is because you're still trying to find out what resonates with your ideal audience. Now, for those who are not based in the USA and are in Nigeria, the videos you're going to be posting, when you create a TikTok account, you would have your VPN on, or you might as well get a, how would say, you might as well get a new phone and then use a VPN with it. For instance, my iPhone 14 Pro Max right now. I don't have any SIM in it. And I simply just go on TikTok and have my VPN on. Now, obviously, I'm based in Dubai, so I don't have to. But whenever I visit Nigeria, I make sure I have my VPN on and then I go on TikTok and I engage with the content that I feel is similar to the brand I'm building. So when it comes to like my watch brand, for instance, I go search for watches so that you train the algorithm yourself. And once the platform detects that this is what you are constantly searching for, it will start pushing that to you a lot more. And when it pushes that to you a lot more, you're able to, just get a lot of that. And you actually trains your brain because now you are constantly watching something around a specific niche. And so your brain starts to recognize patterns and you're able to model after it. And so that's how I will go about it. Like I will start posting a lot more videos. And now, how do you get people to post for you? You can easily just pay someone. Like you can go on Upwork and make a post about hiring GC video creators, and so instead of you doing it by yourself, you can hire a UGC creator and pay them. But it's also going to cost you money though. Like a UGC video creator can say they're going to charge you $100. They might say they are going to charge you $500. It depends on how good they are and also the results they've gotten. For someone who has gotten results for a brand and has generated maybe like $1 million in direct revenue because they are using their likeness. Because don't forget, if you post someone's video, you're paying them, you're paying for their image and likeness. So people can agree that yeah, you have access to their image and likeness for the next 90 days. But after 90 days, you can't post their videos because now you are violating the terms and conditions of using user generated content. The good thing though is once your brand starts getting traction, that is, you're getting seen by thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, You can even have a video that is made and you're just like, hey, we're looking for UGC creators, user generated content. That's literally what UGC is. Or you can even start paying your customers, like people who have already bought from your brand. You can pay them and be like, you know what, we're going to pay you for providing us videos about your experience using my product. And boom. Now, the best way to make money is just use people who have already been through your process, use them as ambassadors, literally. And now your brand starts to take off. Let me actually show you something. So my friend has a brand called We Are Plant Made, and let me just go to Instagram real quick. I'll go to Instagram. Give me a minute, and then I'll search for it. So give me a minute to share my screen. So this is my friend's brand, and this is her face. As you will see, this is definitely a customer. So this is another customer. This is my friend's the brand. This is our boyfriend. But so clearly you can see they have a ton of customers who have bought the product and are using it. This is it. So once your brand starts growing, this is so as you can see, you can literally ask your customers to provide you reviews of your brand, and you use them as organic content. So you'll see Amma mainly uses the stuff from the customers as content. This is another one. And he's also commenting, wait till they see me now should last you 2 to 3 months, leaning towards the 3 months for me personally. How can I get this? I need this ASAP. So hey, so if you're enjoying this breakdown right now, this is what I share with members of my community Ecom Accelerator. I do breakdowns every Sunday with them, how I'm growing my watch brand Phoenix Watches to the $100 million mark after exiting two companies for $128 million. And I share with them experts who are also dominating their fields, people who are building successful brands. So you get to understand what it takes to build a successful brand. I know this industry is filled with a lot of people who don't walk the talk, but you can definitely check out Phoenix Watches so you can see that this is factual. You're just a fly on the wall learning strategies to avoid the mistakes that other people make. So if this interests you, definitely check out the pinned comments. Now understand this is application only. I will only take 17% of those who apply. See you on the inside. Literally, the biggest way for you to sell your product will be to use customers who have already used your products and have them create content for you. And yep, that's it.
Thank you very much.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I also asked about the platform.
Oh,
Um,
so the platform to sell on is largely
yeah.
dependent on where you believe your audience are going to be on the most. If your audience are mainly on TikTok, then it's TikTok that you're going to sell on. If your audience are mainly on Instagram, that's where you should sell on. And I think the thing about audiences mainly looking at the actions they take the most, right? So if it's people that are younger, they'll mainly be on TikTok, which we've seen even on the ad center, TikTok ad center and ad spotlight. You see which people are buying what product. So that's why I said research is mainly the biggest driver of this. If your product is driven by people who are younger, I'll say TikTok. And also, it depends on the kind of ads you're going to be running. So if it is demonstration ads, I would say Instagram, TikTok. If it is text-based ads, mostly, then I'll say Facebook, because on Facebook you can write as much caption plus your creatives, so it explains what to expect, right? Or if it is video based the most, then YouTube will definitely be where your audiences are. However, there is no one size fits all. sometimes you might as well try all the platforms and find which one works for you. My friend Amma, with the brand that I just showed you, she was focused largely on Instagram, and later she tried to experiment with Facebook, but she discovered that people convert more from Instagram for her than Facebook. And she also spent some time on TikTok, but TikTok wasn't converting the way Instagram was. So after you spend some time with your brand, you're able to figure out which one is working for you and which one isn't. But you have to spend time doing the research and also maybe spend money.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
What are platforms like BigCommerce and Shopify and the likes?
Those are platforms which you use to sell, not platforms which you use to advertise. That's where you host your brand, right? Like Shopify, WooCommerce. I will say I use Shopify because it has ease of use. I've never really used WooCommerce, so I can't talk about it. I've never really used Square, so I can't really talk about it. But you could try all the platforms and see which one you find the most interesting or what converts the most, because it's really conversions. If people are coming on your website and they are not buying, I don't care what platform you are hosting it on. If you're not getting sales, you're fucked.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ayo. I mean, good evening.
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm fine. Yeah. My take from this call today basically is that the social media that you use is dependent on your brand, right? Yeah. So my question. Sorry, I just missed. So the question I actually want to ask is just this similar way you have showed us that you can go to the back end and check for the best product as regards the social media you want to use. You can also do that for Facebook. Just the way I've shown us as regards TikTok. So you can do that for Facebook and Instagram. That's one. The second, I want to ask, what is actually the best way to actually reach you? Because I actually sent a mail sometime last week. So I just wanted to ask that too.
Well, my email, I wasn't feeling fine, so probably I didn't get to see it. But you can
Okay.
always send me a message on Discord. However, I do have an assistant who's a part of this community, Therese. You can just send her a message and you always get a faster response.
My first question too. I don't know whether I get the question I was trying to ask.
The platform that you use, that you look for to market, is largely based on where your audience is are really on. If you want to sell on Facebook, it's mainly like the older audience and people who have more affinity to text than videos, right? And also the older generation just like to be more on Facebook than on any other platform. Uh, Instagram is an hybrid of both. Younger and older people are on there, but which one is active the most? It's usually younger audience, right? Then TikTok is mostly younger audiences. Although we are starting to see the older generation on there, it's just not as much as the younger audience.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So I guess, um,
Okay, Mr.
hey,
Ayo,
what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry I'm taking us a little back, but I joined the group late and I want to ask this question about finding your brand. What if after your research, what is working, what is getting the audience, getting the traffic out there is not something you can relate with? How do you remodel something that's in that niche and become consistent at it, even if it's not something that you are passionate about?
Hey, so if you're enjoying this breakdown right now, this is what I share with members of my community Ecom Accelerator. I do breakdowns every Sunday with them, how I'm growing my watch brand Phoenix Watches to the $100 million mark after exiting two companies for $128 million. And I share with them experts who are also dominating their fields, people who are building successful brands. So you get to understand what it takes to build a successful brand. I know this industry is filled with a lot of people who don't walk the talk, but you can definitely check out Phoenix Watches so you can see that this is factual. You're just a fly on the wall learning strategies to avoid the mistakes that other people make. So if this interests you, definitely check out the pinned comments. Now understand this is application only, and we only take 17% of those who apply. See you on the inside. Can you ask your question again so I can get it?
My question is, let's say for instance, you have a product or something in mind, but when you do your research, you find out that this is not really going to work. It's not going to get the traffic that you need to monetize it, because you spoke about going on the back end and seeing what are people drawn to and all that. How do you, remodel something in a niche that is working and stay consistent at it, even if it's not something you're passionate about? For instance, I'm not passionate about skincare, but if I see skincare is doing well and I feel like, oh, I would like to do something in skincare, how do I build something around it and then stay consistent, even if it's not something I really use or I'm passionate about? That's my question.
So I most often tell people that the concept of passion doesn't align with money most times. Like, uh, I'll give you an instance. The first brand that I built was for short men who are dating taller girls, and the product was a shoe attachment. It gives you extra 3 inches in height, right? Now I'm a tall guy. This has nothing to do with me in any way whatsoever. But it's an insecurity, and it's a niche that people are spending a lot of money on, and they are willing to buy. And I can also reach, right? I was no way passionate about it. But hey, am I passionate about being broke? Hell no. I want to make a lot of money and a shit ton of it at that. And the second brand that I built was for women who were having body dysmorphia. They didn't like how they looked after childbirth, and we were selling a shapewear product for them. Am I married? No. Have I ever impregnated a woman? No. Am I a woman that is pregnant that doesn't like how she looks? No. But there's money in there, and I wanted to make money. The thing about building a brand that you're not even passionate about is all it takes is for you to make good amount of money and also see the satisfaction on the customers that you're selling to, see the satisfaction on their face. When you see how your product or your brand is transforming other people's lives, you don't need any extra motivation to stay consistent, because now people actually want your product. They are willing to spend money on your products, and they're actually buying it, and you're seeing how it is transforming their lives. So that helps you stay consistent. The only reason you would ever shut down your business is if you don't have cash flow. But if people are buying your products, they are happy about it, and they are constantly talking about it, I see no reason why you should lack any motivation to sell the brand, right? So remodeling afterwards is working, is the first way to get yourself off the ground. Now I can build a brand that I'm passionate about. Yes. Do I love luxury watches? Yes. Do I want to have my own luxury watch company? Yes. And I already started building it, right? Matter of fact, I rock one here, right? I've won this watch has been seen over 6 million times this year alone. I have created videos on Instagram within the last 90 days that has been seen by 6 million people. I've created videos that has been seen by people on YouTube. So I've created videos that has been seen on TikTok where I'm rocking this watch, and I've had people ask me, "Oh, what watch is that? Where can I buy it?" And I say, "Hey, you have to be on the wait list." Right now, we have over 300,000 people waiting on us to drop these watches. Right now, I'm passionate about it. I like this. I plan to pass it down to my kids, and I don't have any intention to sell this brand. Right, I can do this now because I've made a shit ton of money and I have the capital. So I don't care even if it is profitable or not, even though I do care if it is profitable, because hey, I'm in business, not charity. But yeah, we've expended our time. It's 5:08, which is beyond the timeline that it's 5:08 in Nigeria, it's 8:08 in Dubai. So that's past the time we should have our calls. But I hope I answered your questions, and yeah, just make sure that when you're going to build a brand, make sure that you're following the money and the customer experience, not necessarily your passion. Projects are for people who are already super wealthy. That's why it's always billionaires that tell you to follow your passion. You never see someone who's broke that tell you follow your passion. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So now that you are done watching this, you might as well check out this playlist where I am currently documenting how you can build multi-million dollar e-commerce brands, or you can check out this video right here and you would get a lot more insights on what it takes to build successful brands. And if you found value in this, definitely subscribe to this channel. I will be doing much more breakdowns of how to build successful e-commerce brands, plus I'm documenting how I'm building Phoenix watches. If you find that interesting, let me know what you think in the comments section. I'll see you in the next video.